Hi, Sharks. I'm Christina Funke Tegbe. I'm from Houston, Texas, and I'm seeking $250,000 for 10% of my company. Growing up, my family shared with me the richness of my African heritage, including African beauty secrets. Growing from the shea tree in Africa, this nut produces what we all know as shea butter. And boy, did I love this moisturizer. So it's no reason my aunt in Nigeria persuaded people traveling from her village to pack tubs of pure shea butter to my family in Texas. And when I say tubs, I mean this beauty right here, wrapped in cellophane. Fancy, right? With Sharks, this thing is magic. Inspired by my own heritage, I took this little gem and turned it into 54 thrones. Standing for the 54 countries in Africa, we partner directly with African cooperatives to create our line of clean beauty products while promoting trade, not aid. Our products are decadent and divine, from our Glow body oil to our Moroccan body mask and our award-winning African beauty butters. 54 Thrones is here to celebrate the beauty, the luxury, the romance the motherland has to offer. So Sharks, who's ready to spread the 54 Thrones wealth with the world?
I love that. So, what I absolutely love is the trade, not aid. And the reason, if you don't know, the whole Tom's like, buy a pair of shoes and we'll give a pair of shoes to to somebody in Africa. Like, the problem with that is it staggers the economy. The shoemaker, the shoe repair, the shoe repair guy in town doesn't have isn't able to sell shoes, and they're literally giving them away for free. So I love that. I love promoting something in an economic way versus like, hey, you buy this beauty product, we're gonna donate something, in Africa. Like, that's cool. It probably, it sells, but at the end of the day, if you really want to help people, help spark their economy more than just giving out handouts, because that's not going to help get the economy going, literally anywhere. So.
Nice
Great
job.
presentation.
There's some samples in front of you for you to try. These are some of our best sellers.
What should we try first?
My favorite is our African beauty butter in the Egyptian lavender and Moroccan mint scent. So that would be
You gotta tell me what we use these things for, right?
So our products are universal. You can use them from hair to toe. The beauty butters are our best-selling hand and body butter.
Christina, they're very oily. Obviously, that must be by design.
Oh, wow.
So they're a butter, right? Which is
Whoa! Look at his. Oh wait, Wow, that is oily.
different from lotions. Many people are used to water-based lotions, and water actually draws out the moisture in your skin. But shea butters and other botanical oils, they seal the moisture into your
You
skin.
don't need much.
You don't need much, exactly, Kevin.
I think I use too much.
Yeah,
Probably did.
Robert. There goes Robert being Robert.
You need a
Roberting
towel.
again.
Okay, let's dig into the business itself. So when did you start this? Give us the background.
Yes. So we just turned 5 years old last month, and it's been a long journey. I'm a first-generation American. My father immigrated here from Nigeria. He was a janitor. He was a cook. All this while in school to be a CPA. He always taught us to have pride in who we were, have pride in being Nigerian, and just have pride in ourselves. And so I went to school. I have 2 masters. I went to Tulane University.
Wow.
I have an MBA, and I also have a master's in healthcare administration.
Oh, wow.
Good for
So
you.
I worked
That's
as a
awesome.
consultant for a few years, and then I quit. I had this calling that I wanted to learn more about my heritage. I wanted to learn the language. I wanted to learn my history. So I quit my job. I didn't quit my job to just start this business, but I quit my job because I had a calling, right? I cashed out my 401k and I just started traveling around Africa. And while I was there, I was just drawn to all of the makers, the hardworking women making argan oil, making shea butter. And so I tagged along with them. I learned about these African beauty secrets. And then I said, you know what? I want to start a brand and I want to work directly with everyone that I've met.
What are your sales?
Yeah.
So last year we made $500,000 dollars,
All right.
and that is with a very tight marketing budget. Last year I spent about $8,000 in marketing.
That's it.
Wow.
That's
Whoa, ding ding. That is so that I think that's one of the things that TikTok and specifically Instagram really enable you to be able to dial in your audience and blow up so much faster on such a smaller budget. I mean, $8,000, that is phenomenal, on $500,000 of sales. That's great. That speaks to the product, and I bet you she has a ton of returning customers. And I also think that at least one or two of the sharks will probably go out because the beauty market is very tough to deal with. But I'm pulling for you, Christina. I'd love to see you get a deal. I'd also love to see you come here on the show and give an interview about your Shark Tank and business experience, and some of your African travels experience as well. So yeah, there's that. So just drop a comment down below, and we'll be featuring one of those comments at the end of this video, as well as checking out Christina's website.
A lot of our traction came from word of mouth. We also were on Oprah's Favorite Things. So that 10 that you have in front of you was part of Oprah's Favorite Things.
What were your sales before Oprah?
We had already hit about $300,000 in revenue.
Okay.
And a lot of that kind of comes from the things that were happening in our society last year. Black-owned brands were getting a lot of attention. People were finding them and loving our products. So it really wasn't a matter of there not being worthy Black-owned brands. People just couldn't find us. We didn't have the resources to
Christina,
be on the aisle, to be on the shelves.
are you seeing that being sustained at all?
Absolutely. I have found people that found us last year are repeat customers. We have people that are stocking up on our stuff. And so we're on set to make $1 million this year.
Wow.
We're actually going to be...
Hold on, before you go any further, I just want to say on here in Philly, we have Good Day Philadelphia, and they it's the morning news channel, and they I think like at least once to 3 or 4 times a week they're going to Black-owned businesses and highlighting the different. I mean, they're going to all businesses, but like I would say that I've caught segments with Black-owned businesses at least 1 to 3 times a week, which I think is awesome. It gives so much opportunity to get that exposure, to be able to validate, and show that like you're here and you're here, you're firmly planted, and you're doing things in the community. Absolutely love it. And I think it's overdue for not just Black-owned business, but any minority-owned business or any small business that isn't Target or Walmart to be featured. Because I mean, back in the day, I could think of a number of times where I saw art, like they would show stories and it's like, oh, Walmart's sponsoring blah 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 blah, and it's like cool, and that's great because they do provide jobs. They also have all the other things that come along with it being Walmart, but I just think it's great to the whole shop small business, and that's going to be huge this year because the supply chain is tight. We go over to Target, and guess what? There ain't a whole lot on the shelves. Apparently, allegedly from according to my wife who has gone there. I have not, but so there's a huge opportunity for entrepreneurs to cash in on small business with the inventory that they have or they're able to get together.
Launching in Sephora.
Whoa.
We're going to be launching online in Sephora US and Canada.
Wow.
And this holiday season, we're actually going to be expanding to Nordstrom.
Are you selling direct to consumer as
We're
well?
selling DTC on our site. Last year, we were at 75% DTC, and that's counting the Oprah's Favorite Things. This year, it's going to flip. We're going to be at about 25% DTC and about 75% retail.
Do you have enough margin to support the retail channel?
So the butter set that you have in front of you, that cost me $12 to make, and I sell it for $80.
Wow.
Whoa.
You sold it for 80? Good margins.
Wow. Yeah, I mean, look, most beauty products have huge margins, and that's one of the reasons why it is so competitive. So good on you, Christina, for making headway into the retail market, because it's very, very difficult to make it because it's so competitive. They have the money to advertise, and they have the money to throw around and bump people out of the way.
Cannot fault you for anything today. You did a beautiful pitch.
But
There's
you're
only
gonna
one
go
problem
out.
for me. I gotta be passionate about everything I invest in. I'm just not feeling that. I'm out.
Christina,
Thank you. I respect that.
you're a rock star. I mean, everything that you've presented to us has been right on from a business perspective. Problem is, I don't understand what these things do. In order for me to come up with ways to help you, I have to have a fundamental understanding, and I just don't. So for those reasons, I'm out.
Thank you, Mike.
So
That's such a shame because I'm sure Mark has people in his plethora of businesses and people that he's working with that absolutely we're probably watching this right now and saying, screaming at the television saying, we could have made that happen, we could have done something and took it to the next level.
Presentation was flawless. The great value of Mr. Wonderful is my millions of followers. And I sell a lot of stuff on QVC too. But I just don't see myself sitting there saying, I'm the right brand representative.
But that's why you have me. I'm
I
the
get
right
it.
brand
I
representative.
get it. It's sort of, as a pure investment, I find it quite interesting because I think it's going to work. I really do, because I think you're very good at selling it. But I'm not adding any value other than money. And everything I do, I add the Mr. Wonderful magic.
Mr. Wonderful, you are an advertising genius. That is what I need.
That's
I
so
took
true.
$8,000 and turned that into $500,000 last year.
Well, listen, you're very, very, very impressive.
But I will. Before we go any further, Lori, I do want to say that she's still asking for a $2.5 million valuation. She is not quite there yet. In relation to sales, I mean, the experience and the, starting to establish brand. I mean, it takes years to establish a brand. It doesn't just happen overnight, especially in a highly competitive market like cosmetics. So, yeah, I think it's a tough. I think it might be tough to get to that 250,000 for 10%. If Lori's into it, it's probably going to be hot. It's probably going to want more like 25%.
I recently did a deal with a couple of young women who had created not only a cosmetic line, but a skincare line that goes with it. Unfortunately, you are so competitive with what we're already doing, I have to be out.
Thank you, Lori.
I want to tell you, you are so backable as an entrepreneur. You are so impressive. Your story is so compelling. You know what? My wife has worked for over 8 years at Neutrogena, so I can almost hear her whispering in my ear that skincare is not a fad. It's something that's here to stay. I'm willing to give you half the money if one of my fellow sharks will come in with me.
Okay.
Christina's shea butter-based skincare line.
Let's see if they can. I mean, I think at that point, if you're, if they go up to 20%, I think that might get it done. 10% in for each of them would probably be enough for their $125,000 bet on this.
Wants another shark to partner with him.
Okay, I'll do $250 for 20%. If you want to come in for half, you're there.
Yep, there you
And
go.
we will back you, and we'll blow this thing up.
I am
you gonna cut it
completely
down?
in on the offer because I think what you're building here is not just a company. I think it is a movement, and I'd like to be part of it.
Can we do $250 for 15%?
Think about this. It makes me be a 7.5% guy. That's just not a lot.
7.5% of $100 million
No, I get
company
that.
is still
Listen, I get it.
a
But
good size.
think about the story here. You've got an entrepreneur here with a proven track record of growing a behemoth, and in his family, some incredible expertise in your sector. You have me, which has a massive following socially and a lot of television exposure.
Listen,
okay?
listen.
And YouTube exposure. Shout out to Kevin O'Leary's channel. He's posting like almost daily over there. So it does bring a lot. Maybe instead of trying to push the valuation down, ask for more money. But it's not really about the money because she doesn't. Christina, you don't really need the money with the profit margins that you're making and the trajectory that you're on. But if you could get them to like $450,000, it wouldn't hurt to have that in the bank.
I believe in you so much that I'm willing to put in half of the amount, just like Kevin, and you can give him more equity to satisfy.
Wow.
I'm not going to say the greedy Mr. Wonderful, but
I just need
want
10%.
to support you.
I
So
need
what's
10%.
the offer?
What would be the offer?
So you want 250 for 15%, right?
I want $250 for 10%.
You raised it again.
I'm not doing that deal.
Oh,
We
no,
gotta stick
Christina.
to our guns on this one. So I'll let Kevin do the whole thing if he wants. If you would like both of us to be in.
I want both
Of course you
sharks.
should have two sharks, but think about it. You have to let us wet our beaks in the butter.
Will you do $250 for 17%?
It's so close to 20.
Will you please do?
But he said he'd give you
Guys,
more equity, so if he
our
takes-
platform is trade,
so
not
17 to
age.
10.
I'll take 7. He can take 10.
Yeah,
We'll do it for
7.5,
250.
7.5.
Yeah.
Fine, 7.5. 17.5%, 250,000.
There you go. If you're at 17, yes. Good job.
Congratulations.
Love it.
Great job.
I'm gonna check out her website and social media here in a second.
Fantastic presentation.
Thank you.
We'd love to have you on here, Christina, for an interview.
I have 2 sharks. So it's just doubly everything. I cannot wait to call my partners in Ghana and Morocco and tell them what happened, because I told them I was going to Shark Tank. And I don't know if they knew what it was, but they prayed for me and it worked out.
Love it, love it, love it, love it. All right, let's check out what she's got going on. Shark Tank. I love seeing Shark Tank sprinkled in. Of course, you got faces. That's always great. Kind of a big deal. Absolutely, absolutely. So we got let's say the Get Up and Glow Discovery Set, $38 on sale. That's a great. That's a nice little discount there. And it's new, and as well as the African Beauty Butter Mini Trio Set. Pretty cool. $80 for the Oprah's Favorite Things deluxe tin. It doesn't, $80 sounds like a lot, but if you're getting five bottles of something, that's really doesn't seem off to me. I love the fact that you're showing the super fruits right there on the website. Let's see, what do we got? Face. Oh, they got bars of soap. That's pretty awesome. That's great. So let's go check out Twitter. Let's see. We got 218 followers. Seems to be a theme for this episode tonight. Not much in the way of Twitter going on. Let's go to Facebook, and we got 3,500 people liking it, and we won Oprah's Best of 2020, which is awesome. And we got some engagement there on Shark Tank posts, and some engagement on some not Shark Tank posts, and regular posts going up with some engagement. And we got YouTube. Shout out to YouTube, 151 subscribers, and got a couple of videos. You got some videos that got some traction. You got a video from a month ago. That's not bad. Now Instagram is going to be the big test. Let's see, 24,000 followers on Instagram. That's awesome. And a lot of engagement here. I love seeing it, and we love seeing faces because they just do so well. People want to identify with or self-identify with the product and a brand, and seeing faces really helps drive that home. Faces and or people in general just really drives that home. So I love it. Congratulations, Christina. And congratulations to you for making it to the end of the video. Eric Cat says, hey, Joe, thanks for the props and love your take on the pitch. Thank you so much for watching, Eric. And thank you so much to you for watching this video. I'll see you in one of these 2 videos over here. Take care.